Okay, so I'm like backed up on a whole bunch of episodes, so I'm gonna try to knock out some of these really quickly. Black Ink Crew Chicago, season 7, episode 3. Okay, so basically, I think Don is working back at Nine Mag with Ryan. I don't know what he doing, but him and Ryan look like they was straight. And then Ford comes in and he's talking about his problems with Nina. He, I don't know. Ford's like a confused individual to me, so he don't know what he want to do. But for the most part, I think he just don't want. He ain't ready for no kid, and he don't want to be with her. That's obvious. And for some reason, he trying to figure out. I don't know. I think he's trying to figure out maybe if he trying to be like, okay, I want to live with her, but I don't want to be with her, or I want to be, uh, make sure I'm being the dad and around the baby, but I don't want to be with her. Like it's just a weird, which is easy. I don't know how that's not easy for him to do, but for some reason, hey, Flora got to figure it out. He ain't talked to her in a couple of days, and when she did call him, she texted him and said something about she moving out. So of course he all, I don't know what the hell. She making it worse, things like that. So they gonna have to sit down and talk about it and figure it out. But he don't. I don't think he want to be with her, and I don't think he want to be a dad. But it is what it is for you, a grown ass dude. So just do what everybody else do. You know, take care of the dang kid. Right, and then he talking about he want to set some things in paper, like I guess right, get the courts involved. You can do that if you want to. Everybody got rights, so he'll figure it out. Then Charmaine trying to figure out the shop. She need to hire some new people, so she figured, how about just go back and find some old folks? And she called the gay guy who was working there. I just can't remember his name at that time. He was the one, the funny one that was, livening up everything that was going wrong. He was kind of the one that was making jokes and things a little bit here and there, just to give us a little laugh. But come to find out, he is transitioning, you know, to be a woman. So things have been going great for him. And he said that he will come back to the shop. He just got to do maybe part-time basis, but he would love to go back and hang out with Charmaine and them because it was fun. Like, at the time when they had their whole little group back at the shop, Drea's there. She's pretty much the only one there until I think his name is Johnny, and they say that he is Prince's brother. Prince, is that the one that died? I'm not sure, but he used to work there. But he came in there and he had a few clients going on. So Kitty like, ooh, okay, cool. At least we running a little bit, trying to make a couple dollars in here. But we need a receptionist and we need a manager. Like, I'm not supposed to be sitting here making calls and doing, making the schedules and stuff. I'm the brand ambassador or whatever, I'm supposed to, the brand ambassador is like you promote the place, like, promote the brand. And yeah, sitting down at the desk ain't it. Andrea's sitting there in the background. She didn't even have no clients. Talking about, oh, it's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with this shop. So when Charmaine do come in, Drea do let her know, like, oh, well, we missing this, we missing that, and all this stuff. And if you need some help, I can help you out. So Charmaine like, yeah, yeah, cool, cool. I need the help. Because, she dealing with her things. Her dad is, passing away on her. And this, like, he called her while she was trying to talk to, I think, a potential, um, not a client, a potential tattooer, another one for the shop. It was a guy. He came in with his, it looked like his kids. And it must have been an interview, but the dad conversation kind of squashed that. Um, he was just saying that he wasn't doing so well. We'll get to that episode. Um, he was coming out the hospital, had his tests and things like that, but he's just tired, and he knows that it's coming. The end is coming. So with her, all these emotions and things, that's why Charmaine can't get nothing done. It's because she got her baby. She work at the radio station. She got to figure out her dad, making sure he comfortable, and then she got to go figure out all these people working at the shop. And yeah, she can't handle it all. So Drea's trying to stick her little nose in there. And of course, Kitty is like, man, what the hell? I'm trying to figure some things out too up in here. So I don't know. We're going to see a battle come at some point between either all three or between Andrea and Kitty or Kitty and Andrea versus Charmaine. All right, so Kitty, while she's sitting at the shop, she is talking to Steven on the phone. Steven is that guy from London. Remember, he came out with what's her name? Is it Ashley? Ashley, Crystal, something. But she was from London and she was helping out Charmaine at that one point and they ended up falling out. But he had came through and he was, kind of like, Kitty a little bit. And, she's asking him about tattooing. Like, I guess she think that if she learned how to tattoo, then maybe people will take her more serious about her being in tattooing business. I mean, do you really have to? We don't really care about that you don't tattoo. The thing is, you're a brand ambassador. So, brand ambassadors, you do what? That is what the people are saying. It's not that, right? You don't know nothing about tattoos. It's like, that's not a real job. That's something that people done made up. What, 3, 4, 5 years, 5, yeah, about 5 years ago. Yeah, you a promoter. It's another word for promoter. So that's all. But if she want to learn how to tattoo, fine. But can you draw? Like, it kind of just starts there. Are you into art? Because you're an artist when you're a tattooer. So I don't. Yeah. So anyway, we'll figure that out. They did ask her, was him and with her, was they hooking up? Is that her London boo? And she said, no, they just friends. Okay, fine. Look, she probably just don't want us to look at her crazy. We already look at you crazy because you went from Caesar to Ryan. So if you went from Caesar to Ryan to Steven, it wouldn't hurt nothing. We just keep on looking at you crazy. Then Ford sit down with Nina because she packing up and everything, and he come to the conclusion basically that instead of her leaving, he gonna leave, and he want to do a DNA test when the baby, well, before the baby get there. He would prefer to do it that way, but a DNA test so that he can go ahead and do whatever he got to do with the courthouse. And I'm like, all right, fine. That's what you want to do for. For some reason, it's like you're just trying to keep me trapped here, even though you don't want to be with me. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He's so confused. Like, he just want to do what he want to do. And I don't know. It's so, Ford is confused. He gonna figure it out, though. Hopefully, somebody got to go to therapy, talk it on out, work it on out, be a dad. How easy is that? Okay, so Don, he ain't been to go see Charmaine in a while. Of course, he been doing his own thing, and she been doing her own thing. And we all know from the first episode of this show, them two hooking up in the bathroom and all that bullshit they went through, and him and Ashley and all that. Yeah, it was a lot, but they had to take some time apart to kind of, you know, figure things out and get rid of all that old animosity or whatever they had toward each other. And they're cool now. So he goes to visit her, ask her about how her dad's doing, all that stuff, because he wasn't around for her mom's funeral, but maybe he can be around this time for the dad's time. I mean, even though he sent his condolences and everything, he just wasn't there physically, and that was because she didn't want him to be there. um, like I said, they figured it all out. They're cool now, and he wishes her well, and of course her father well. He decided he wants to go back home because he is there in Chicago with her for all his treatment stuff, but it will be in his best interest to just live out his last days just in his own house and peacefully. So she's gonna deal with that decision. Don, on the other hand, he has opened his own little gym called Apex Universe. He got his own trainers and everything, so he putting that in motion and he excited about it. We'll see. Hopefully, it's probably going well. Go if y'all work out and stuff. You into it? Go check him out in Chicago. Then we have four again. This is a four episode, and his emotional self. He is working back at Nine Mag, doing some tattoos. You know, did we get one earlier? No, we didn't get one earlier. You know, we always get one each episode, and this was for his time, and he was just thinking about his thoughts, of course, with him and Nina, and what he gonna do with the baby and all this. And of course, Ryan is giving him a little advice that he can, it is what it is for figured out. He just want to be a dad. So, like I said, just be a dad. Like, it's not that hard, dude. So Charmaine at home playing with the baby, and she tells Neek like, "Hey, Don came by, and he got a shop, or a little, not a shop, but the gym opening, and I told him I'll come through, whatever support." And Neek was like, no. You like, you don't remember all that crap that we kind of had to go through with that? Because I did forget about Don trying to put out there that not four, but Van and Charmaine had a thing, like not a, they just hooked up at some point. I think when they was in Vegas. You remember that Las Vegas trip? Everybody was getting drunk and stuff at the house, and the camera showed. It wasn't a long clip, but it just showed either Van and her going into the same room, or them coming out the same room, or coming out something. So they just all had this rumor going on, like, yeah, they was doing something. And Van actually entertained it, because I believe, I don't know where the given the, the fellatio came into play. I'm trying to use the right words here. But yeah, basically they all played into it, and Nick was not happy about it. So he like, nah, I don't think we should go and support. Like, that's just not cool. I don't like his energy. He like scumbag type dude to me. So I don't know, so we'll see how Charmaine is gonna handle that later. We do go up to Don's gym because he's having a big old grand opening. People in there working out. He got his trainers, they all big and buff just like him. And production comes through, and they like, we gotta talk real quick. So they bring them outside, and they just go ahead and say like, look, we gotta shut down. Unfortunately, somebody tested positive for COVID, and they're like, oh shoot, really? Like, yeah, really. Unfortunately, we can't have the grand opening, so you gotta call everybody back, let them know what's going on, and we'll go from there. We can do it again the next day or whatever you got to do, but I'm sorry. So of course Don is bummed out. He has to call. We call like Ryan on the phone, tell them about it, and it is what it is. COVID comes through sometimes, and hey, we don't know where everybody at, where everybody doing. They ain't say exactly who had it, but somebody got it, and it ain't safe for the public. So fortunately, shut down, and he'll open back up and be cool. But anyway, like I said, this was Black Ink Crew Chicago, Season 7, Episode 3, and I'll see y'all later. Knock these out. I gotta watch a whole bunch of stuff. I'm backed up. Sorry, y'all.